Hi, everyone. Welcome back from a very long spring break. I know the world has kind of changed in the last couple weeks since I saw you last. I just want you to know that we can work together to get through this. But if there are times moving forward that you need extensions, or if there's anything I can do to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out. I know that everyone's in a very stressful right now, and so even though you're used to doing your work online, maybe it's a little harder when you have children at home or whatever your situation is. So please communicate. Let me know what I need to do to help you, and I'm happy to do that. So we're moving into week 9, and we're going to be talking about what 2D art is and also infant and toddler art. So the first thing you're going to do this week is you are going to read an article on infant toddler art. Then you're going to view a PowerPoint on infant toddler art. Then there's an assignment. Then there's also a discussion board. So all of that is on infant toddler art. I guess the big thing I really want you to think about with infant toddler art is when you're working with infants, a lot of times teachers who are just trying to do the best for the children do art projects. And so the parents will walk in and there's pictures of a sun, and the child has had their hand dipped in yellow paint and then put on a piece of paper, and then they're not allowed to move their fingers. They make the print and then they pick it up and then they have to go wash their hands immediately. You think about an infant who has no idea what's going on. Is that what's best for them? Is that really teaching them something? So I really want you to think about when you think about art, we have to concentrate on what's best for the child, not what's best for the teacher, what's best for the parents, what looks good on the wall. We have to think about, is it worth it to do it for an infant? You would have a hard time convincing me that that was a good idea, because the outcome, a child, especially an infant, when they get their hands wet, they don't even half the time enjoy it. If you're quick trying to do it, you're not going to take a lot of time and have fun with the water or do something like that. I really would like you to think about that. So that's kind of what the first part of the class is. And then we're going to talk about 2D art. So let me click on this folder. So if you go in and we take a look at the 2D art ideas, I need you to look at it and think, so with 2D art, that's just what we call 2D art. We're going to talk about 2D art, 3D art. We're going to talk about clays and doughs, because that's another way of doing art, is creating sculpture. And then we're going to do the master artist. So to divide them out, this is 2D, which means anything that lays flat, okay, that doesn't pop up off the paper. In 2 of the handouts, there's quite a few examples, but I also want you to know that not all of them are 2D. It's just the articles that have the most in them. So you're going to look at here and you're going to see all these different ways of doing of painting and making different art projects. You'll notice that all of these are process art. Most of them are 2D art. So there's just a handout for that. Then I want you to look at another one that has art ideas. And this is just one that I saw brainstorm and I really liked it. And it has things to change the smell of paint, things to add texture to paint. Again, some of these are 3D, but a lot of them are 2D. And it just gives you ideas of different things that you can do with children that are process oriented and are 2D. And then you can, I'm sure, think of a ton more, and you'll be doing that in your Pinterest board. You are going to do a process art 2D learning experience plan. So I want you to find an idea. I want you to check it over with yourself. Make sure it's process. It cannot have, you shouldn't have to give the children instruction unless they're learning to use a new tool. For example, if they're learning to use sponges, you can show them that they can push down, lift up, and it makes a print. If they want to do it that way, great. And if they just take it and rub it, then that has to be okay too. The only time that we stop children from experimenting with art materials is when they're going to actually harm the materials or make a bigger mess than we can deal with. Finger painting is fantastic, but I challenge you, if you have 10 children and you're by yourself with 3-year-olds, if you would do finger painting on any given day, unless you felt like you really could do it and help them wash their hands, because it takes takes a lot of time. So if you're going to do sponge painting and the children start putting their hands in it and turning it into a sensory project, it's okay to say, we're going to do the finger painting a different day and make some limitations. But pretty much they should be able to experience the materials any way they want. Then I'm going to have you post your LEP on the discussion board, and I'm going to have you give each other feedback. These LEPs that you're doing, I know you guys are going to think at first, you start thinking they're a big hassle. They're actually really, you're going to do them in 3 classes. You're going to do them in this class, you're going to do them in ELL, and you're going to do them in the STEM class. Not to mention, if you're continuing on to the associate degree, you're going to do 11 of them in practicum 3 and 11 in practicum 4. So you're going to be doing quite a few of these. So I want you to get used to them. And I think another way to learn is to post your, do it on 2D art, one process art project on 2D art, and then post it in the discussion board. And what I'd like you to do is to respond to 3 different people. Now, it's a little different. Typically, you only do 2, but I'd like you to do 3 different people. And I'd like you to give them some good comments and some things that they might want to think about. And all of us have to agree that you're not going to take what people say personally, because it's not personal. They're not even looking, they don't even know who wrote it. I mean, they know who wrote it, but they might not even know you. It's to help. It's to help support each other while we're learning to do LEPs. If you have any questions about this week's work, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I hope you're staying safe. Please take care of yourselves. Remember, we have to take care of ourselves to help to take care of other people and to take care of our children or whoever it is that you're with. If you need to talk, give me a call, and I will see you guys next week.